Welcome back again, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this broadcast. Today is Thursday, November 5th. This is our second refresh message this week. We're talking about God working in us, because everything that He has for us, every good thing He has for us in this life, be it the work we have to do or the blessings we have to enjoy, they all come through Him working in us. And so in order to recognize the Spirit, in order to live by the Spirit, it helps to recognize the flesh in order not to live according to the flesh. So Paul, as we were reading yesterday in Philippians chapter 3, verses 3 to 9, we used the New Living Translation. Paul described his flesh like this. He says, though I could have confidence in my own effort, or my flesh, if anyone could. He says, though I could have confidence in my own effort, if anyone could. Indeed, if others have reason for confidence in their own efforts or their flesh, I even more. So we saw how he was describing how great his flesh really was. And then he later says, and as for righteousness, I obeyed the law without fault. So the law of Moses was his focal point. That was what he was endeavoring to lean upon, depend upon his excellence in doing the law of Moses in order to secure for himself a sense of righteousness, in order to be right, in order to save himself, in order to be doing the essential things that would make his life be everything he wanted it to be. He was depending upon his excellence at doing the law of Moses to accomplish that goal. How do we relate this to ourselves? Most of us have not counted, as Paul did, on obeying the law of Moses to make us right or to save us. We might have counted on, and I'll give a little list. The list might be a lot bigger than just this, but the sorts of things that human beings may count on in order to make themselves right, to seem right, feel right, seem right to themselves, look right to other people, in order to win at life, to come out on top, to be good, to have a good life. These are the things that, and many other things perhaps, that we may count on, and that being a key word. What is it that we're counting on? It's not wrong to have these things, but it is wrong to count on them in order to save ourselves. So it could be things like physical appearance, pleasant personality, our extensive network of friends, or perhaps one or two just really good friends, our sense of humor, intelligence, excellent memory, various gifts and talents, hard work, the money we've made, maybe being seen by people, somehow distinguishing ourselves as being better than, different from, or separate from, different than. These would be normal things. Counting on these things. But back to Paul. Paul says concerning what he counted on, which was the law of Moses, he says, I once thought these things were valuable, but now I consider them worthless because of what Christ has done. For His sake, I've discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage. I no longer count on my own righteousness through obeying the law. So that would be the point. It's not wrong to have these things, but to count on them as a means of making us right, of being right, of demonstrating ourselves to be right to the world. This is where the problem comes. We'll pick up and we'll finish off our refresh messages for this week. We'll finish them off tomorrow. Again, thank you for joining us.